Hello, hello everyone. This is Meera Om, holistic coach, life coach, and counselor, a compassionate counselor. So, here we are on the topic of thriving beyond separation. And today we are going to talk about why we feel the need to separate at times. And who are we separating from? So as we enter the world, our relationship starts as dependence. You're dependent on your parents, on your siblings, on your guardians. Then you have friends, or you find a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So we live through relationships, right? Later we will have children, and then we have a relationship with our children. So from youth we have moved into adulthood because now we have a significant other, or we have children. And while we are adults, we are active, contributing members of society. And then as we get into old age, we become dependents again, very much like children. And maybe we are dependent on our spouse or on our children. So we are always in a relationship of dependence, interdependence, of sometimes you are the giver and sometimes you are the receiver. Sometimes others depend on you and sometimes you depend on others. This depends on your life cycle. But every relationship has to be in balance for both partners to thrive, right? And if there is over domination of one person in the relationship and there's over suppression of the other person in the relationship, then the person who is suppressing may one day feel that I can't tolerate this anymore. I am not myself. I've lost my voice. I'm a shadow. And these things have real repercussions. It makes you ill here and it affects your body. Maybe you get some autoimmune disease or some constant aches and pains. We don't know. But definitely you will start losing energy. You will be confused about yourself. You will question your own opinions because you're so dependent on someone else to lead you that you will question your own opinions and choices. And you feel that you're just erasing yourself. And as you erase yourself, you become dull, sick, mentally dull. You lose your life force. And sometimes you recognize that this is not okay. This is not okay for me. And your body and mind feels that there is a compulsion to separate. And why? Because you need to break that relationship circle that is dominating you so that you can find yourself, find your voice, find your identity. Now, separation can be from anybody. It can be from your parents. It can be from your siblings who has been leading you for a very long time. It can be from friends who you have outgrown. It can be from your significant other relationships. So, this is not just about women thriving after their breakup of marriage or long-term relationships. This forum is really about finding yourself, finding your true self. And sometimes these life circumstances forces us to find our true self, because how much can you erase yourself? How much? You start here and you go on and you go on and you go on, and it's almost like nothing is left. And alarm bells are ringing in your body and in your mind, and then you have to take action. And that's when you take decisions that, okay, I have to leave. I have to try something different. And sometimes separating can be a very, very healthy, though painful, very healthy process. Eventually it can be restorative and healing. Because as you're suppressed or you're too much into another person, you don't even realize who you are or were or could be. But the process of separation is very painful. It's also very confusing and scary, very fearful. You don't know the path forward. And you said, even if I separate, what's going to happen? Nothing. I'll be probably worse off. Maybe I'll find another person. And maybe the whole story will repeat again. And maybe it will. Because if you haven't looked inside, then it will repeat. Why? Why? Because anybody who's coming into your relationship is really a reflection of your deep, hidden psyche, projections for yourself. Like Carl Jung said, a famous psychologist, one of the father figures of modern psychology, he says, you don't fall in love. You attract your deepest projections to yourself. Projections and fragments of maybe who you were in the past or who you could be. You attract those kind of personas towards yourself. And the attraction comes and you come together. And it's all very nice when it comes together. But when it comes to really working it out, that's when the real story starts. The real struggles start. The struggle of who is thriving in this relationship? How can we both thrive in this relationship? Who is giving up in this relationship? These are all very important questions. But the thing is that everybody knows who is hurting more because their body story tells them. The aches and pains, the ebbing away of energy, the depletion of the life force, the confusion in the mind, the hesitations, the cross-questioning, and a kind of slow simmering anger that might be burning inside you. It feels like life has been unfair. That life is unfair. It feels that you're not able to be as joyous as you can. Or often you have to put your dreams, pack them in a box and put them away. That's also another good sign that you're not able to thrive in your relationship. If your dreams are being questioned and thwarted, your capabilities are being questioned and thwarted, so you lose confidence. If you've not been allowed to take baby steps towards your own dreams, How can you know what you can do? In a supportive relationship, everybody is allowed to make some errors, allowed to test the waters and not be punished for it. So sometimes then separation becomes the only option left. Maybe you've tried everything. Maybe you've tried appeasing, people pleasing. You've tried doing what they want, but you don't get it back any appreciation, any reciprocation. Maybe you've tried minding your own business and doing little things on the side, and there's a big backlash. And now you have a choice: drop everything, or consequences will be there. And you're like scared to follow your dreams now. You're scared to pursue anything that you want and your heart believes in. Maybe one day you really grow up, you become an adult, or you have grown in your own marriage and you realize, okay, this is going nowhere. This is all about the other person. Where am I in it? Then you might take or consider this step of separation. It's actually a cry for help from your own body and soul, that this is not working for you. This is not working for you. However painful and fearful the situation, this is not working for you. And this is a very scary decision, and the only person who can responsibly take that decision is you yourself. Nobody can take it for you. Nobody can, neither your mother or father or friend or psychologist or therapist. They can hold your hand on the way, they can suggest things, but it's not going to be that you leave and it'll be very like a piece of cake or walking into heaven. No. You do actually have to find yourself, and you do have to rely on your strengths and start building them up from scratch, bottom up. But there are many processes within this journey which can help you. The first process is to go inside and break your inner shells. What is limiting you? What are your limiting beliefs? What are your limiting emotions and memories? You have to look at them in the eye and address them and embrace them and heal them. That's the most difficult part. This is the first step. To go within, do your inner journey, and break open your own shells. Then the second part is self-empowerment. Then you learn strategies, how to look after yourself. What are your strengths? You have to have a real, authentic inventory, realization of your real strengths, because it is your strengths that is going to support you through life. It's going to help you survive. Those are things that you can lean back on. So it's things like understanding what really is my strength, appreciating them, building confidence around them, building boundaries. So you have time to build your self-empowerment. You know, having a second backup plan is never going to work. If you believe in your dream is calling you. The medicine is in your dream. and your strengths lie unexposed within that potential dream that you carry in your heart. And then the last stage is sneha therapy, which is self-love. Why is that necessary? Because there are only two conditions or states. Either you're in the victimhood state or you're in the perpetratorhood state. Most of the relationships, 80 to 90%, are having this disbalanced, dysfunctional dance. I mean, it's still serving your needs. You still have love and care and family, and you still grow within this setup. But there comes a point in your life when you realize, okay, I'm not ready to be the victim anymore, and I don't want to be the perpetrator anymore. Because sometimes victims grow up to become perpetrators because they just continue that same vicious cycle. So what else is there? The other thing that's over there is inner work, inner journey, and taking the middle road. Finding the balance within yourself. And that requires self-love, which is called sneha therapy. How do you do self-love? Self-love is caring for yourself as you would care for any other important person in the world. The way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you look after your body, the way you look after your mind. All of these things are sneha therapy. To understand and learn and develop these habits. So actually it's a 3-part journey. First part is deconstructing the fear inside you. Breaking down your shells. Looking in within, what is the source of your core fear? After you've done that, you're ready to move on to the second stage, which is the stage of self-empowerment. Building yourself up. Building up your strengths. It's okay. Once you start on this journey, the divine and higher power is usually walking with you. Because this was always your destiny. From fear, you have to journey to hope. From safety, you have to journey to risk-taking. To faith. Faith in what? Faith in yourself, faith in God. And then the last part is, when you've mastered the stage 1 and stage 2, is maintaining it with self-care, with sneha, with love for yourself. And then you will feel complete inside because you have full confidence in the ability to care for yourself. And then so many changes take place inside. You're no more that broken, people-pleasing person because you're scared. If you want to please somebody, it's your choice. If you don't want to please somebody, it's also your choice. Now it's not a compulsion. It's not a survival mechanism anymore. That's what you get freedom from. So, I invite you to visit my FB Lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays, alternate. Come over, let me know how I'm doing. Share your comments and questions, and let me know what else you would like me to talk about. And I would love to address all of that, and I would also like to share how I made my own journey. Thank you and take care. This is Meera Om signing off, and my website is meeraom.com in case you need more information. And if you'd like to join my group coaching for thriving beyond separation, then please email me at lifecoach@miraom.com. See you next Tuesday or Thursday. Bye-bye.